This is Joseph Magi, author of Playing Card Divination and Fortune Telling, the Magi Method. You can find the book on both Amazon and Kindle, on Amazon in both Kindle and paperback worldwide, and on the full color card deck on Etsy/Magi Method, and you can join us on Facebook. We have a bunch of questions today. Let's just back up a little bit. Brad and Angie, Brangelina, Brad and Angie are in the news, and there's just a lot of allegations flying around, and I want to just cover all of them because it's just become a circus. So one of the big questions is, did Brad abuse or hit any of the kids? Another question is, did Angie attack Brad? He's showing up with a bruise on his cheek. Does Brad have a drug or alcohol problem? Is the Brangelina household a house of horrors? And this explains everything. So let's start with, did Brad abuse or hit any of the kids? We're just going to do a couple of 3-card spreads here, and we're just going to cover everything because there's so many crazy allegations going on online that who knows where it goes. Let's just knock some of them out here. Okay, so the first question is, is Brad abusive? Is he hitting any of the children? Okay, because the public image is very, very different. Okay, so we have the scapegoat, we have the incubus succubus, and we have the roadblock. Okay, always read the center card first. The incubus succubus is about sex. This is a sex card. And the incubus or the succubus, if it's a succubus, it's a demon that comes in the form of a female and lays with a man and steals his sexual energy. Okay, if it's a male, if it's for a human female, it comes as a male and steals her sexual energy. So, is he abusing any of the children? Scapegoat is somebody who gets all the blame. He's getting all the blame because of his many extramarital affairs, and this is the big problem in the relationship. Okay, so the big problem here in the relationship is not abuse, it's Brad's many extramarital affairs. Okay, that's the problem. That's what we're seeing. So let's add this up. This 11 plus 8, 19 adds to 5 clubs, which is crossroads. So many extramarital affairs outside of the home, he's getting the blame. This is the big problem. So Brad is not abusing the children. Okay, the next question is Angie, we're going to just throw 3 cards on all of these, is Angelina, is she attacking Brad? Okay, and so we have the heart, we have the scourge, and we have the hamster wheel. Ace of hearts, 3 spades, 10 of clubs. Okay, so Brad Pitt showed up with a big bruise on his cheek. There's this picture of this big bruise on his cheek, and the headline that Angelina Jolie is beating on him. So is she beating on Brad? Okay, so the heart, the scourge, and the hamster wheel. So scourge, always read the center first. Scourge is the best hitting card. Okay, this is a card of hitting. It happens over and over and over and over. A lot of hitting. Heart is love. 10 of clubs. The hamster wheel is a good work card. It's the same thing happening over and over and over and over, day in and day out. So actually, Angelina's hitting him all the time, but she loves him. So let's add this up. 14, it adds to 4 diamonds. Okay, so it's part of the structure of the relationship. She's a hitter. Maybe she's Italian. I don't know. I think she's French. Jolie is not her original name, but I think that's her mother's maiden name, and that's clearly a French name. She's a hitter. Angie is hitting Brad all the time. She's not taking a gun to him. She loves him. She's not taking a gun or a knife. She's not really trying to hurt him, but she's someone who hits all the time. Okay, so is she hitting Brad? You bet. All the time. Okay, the next question. Does Brad Pitt have a drug or alcohol problem, as alleged? Okay, so the story is that Brad was really drunk on the plane, and he just he started abusing one of the children. That's the story. Brad is really, he gets drunk and crazy. So we have Cornerstone, 4 diamonds, we have Fence Sitter, and we have Jacob's Ladder. So Cornerstone is a solid foundation. Fence Sitter just reacts. Jacob's Ladder goes up and down. So Jacob's Ladder here is getting high, okay, on drugs or alcohol. Fence Sitter is just, sure, like if it's offered to him, yeah, sure, whenever, why not? And Cornerstone is like, it's a solid foundation. So drug addiction, alcoholism is an illness. It's a mental illness. It's a physical illness. It's a psychological and physical dependence. There's no illness cards here. He doesn't have a drug or an alcohol problem. Does he do drugs and alcohol? Yes, he does. Okay, he's 5 hearts, he's reacting to the situation. So this is like social drinking or social, if the situation permits, he's out and there's drugs or alcohol, he might say yes, but he doesn't have a problem. So this adds to 14, again, 4 diamonds. So he doesn't have a problem, but he will use drugs or alcohol. It doesn't specifically say drugs or alcohol. That's what I asked about. But, it's very common for these people in Hollywood to get in trouble with drugs and alcohol, like John Belushi. Why won't this thing focus? Okay. John Belushi. There's just a whole slew of them that ended up dying from drugs and alcohol, and it's just part of the culture. Very creative pursuits are kind of like this. There's drugs and alcohol around, and that's just how it goes. Even Hemingway, my favorite writer, maybe he was a bit of an alcoholic. Okay, and so the last question we want to cover. Another allegation is that the Brangelina household was just a house of horrors. Just crazy. She's locking herself in rooms and won't speak to anybody for days and days. And there's these terrible fights. And, what's going on? Okay. Was the Brad and Angelina household, was it a house of horrors? Okay. Because the public image is that it's all for their kids. They love their kids, and they adopted a whole bunch of them. I don't even know how many there are. There's a whole bunch of them from all different countries. So what's going on in the Brangelina household? Okay, olive tree, cornucopia, water into wine. Cornucopia is everything that money can buy, all the good things in life. So anything that's needed in that house is purchased. Olive tree is a very solid, deep-rooted foundation. 8 of Hearts, the water into wine, this is a card of joy. This is a card of happiness. So it's a joyous environment and an abundant environment and a solid house. Okay, so the public image is that they really love their children and they really want to do right by their children, and they really are. Okay, let's add this up. 16 plus 6 is 22. 6 diamonds, hand in hand. So Brad and Angelina are willing to bring into the household whatever resources they need to make this a really good environment for their children. So it really is a good environment for their children. It's not a house of horrors. Okay, so, all right, let's deal with this. So, did Brad abuse and or hit any of the kids? No, he didn't. Did Angie attack Brad? He has this bruise on his face in one of these pictures. Yeah, Angie's a hitter. She's hitting him all the time, but she loves him. She's not going to take a knife or a gun to him. She's like a woman who cries all the time. She cries when she's happy, she cries when she's sad, but instead Angie's a hitter. She hits when she's happy, she hits when she's sad, she hits, that's her thing. Does Brad have a drug or alcohol problem? I think that he uses drugs and he uses alcohol, but that's not a problem. There's a big difference between a drug addict or an alcoholic and someone who just has a drink occasionally. Brad is someone who has a drink occasionally. Is the Brangelina household a house of horrors? No, it's not. It's just like the public image. They really do love their children and they provide them with everything that they need to grow up to be good people. And that's a good thing in Hollywood. So, anyway, I'm Joseph Magi, author of Playing Card Divination and Fortune Telling, the Magi Method. Find the book on both Kindle and paperback versions on Amazon worldwide. Find the full color card deck on Etsy/Magi Method. You can join us on Facebook.